Good evening, ladies and gents. Joe, Keith, Trey. We're ready for the second episode of the Collectibles. Crazy weekend sports with the draft. A lot of different things going on in the entertainment world, comic book world, everything. This is that time of the year right before SDCC. What do you guys want to talk about first?
How you guys been?
I've been decent. I can't complain about anything.
I've been pretty good, man. That's good.
No, I can't complain about one thing. I saw one guy at the grocery store wearing another man's jersey in an aisle. He was buying a bunch of bread and tortillas. It was just weird. But other than that, it's been a pretty good week. Like I said, so I got avoid watching grown men wear another men's jerseys.
Whose jersey?
I don't know. It's like a Warwick Dunn. One of those chicken shit Buccaneers.
Good old Buccaneers. When was the last time they won anything?
I think they won something like 90. What was he like? Warren Sapp.
Yeah, with Chucky.
Yeah. They were all on steroids in my pocket. You know what sucks is like those football cards from those eras. I was looking up like the Randy Mosses and stuff. I think that those cards would be worth a little bit more than they are. They're
Peyton
not.
Manning.
Yep. Hell, all my Ryan Leafs aren't worth shit.
Ryan Leaf.
You know what sucks? I'm the asshole that fucking bet on Ryan Leaf instead of Peyton Manning. So, I got 4 or 5 really good Ryan Leaf rookie cards.
To come out of college, he was a stud. He had all the tools.
His work ethic sucked.
Who was that guy who got drafted by the Jamarcus Russell? Remember him?
Oh, my God.
Worse, man.
He had an arm, though. Apparently, he had the most legendary arm that anyone's ever seen at a combine. He was able to, like, on his knees, throw it 70 yards.
Yeah, but that's all he had.
The Raiders can't win football games doing normal things, so they had to get something to do, get fucking people in the stands. So they're like, hey, let's draft Jamarcus Russell. They did it. Set their franchise back. Honestly, it set their franchise back 10 years. Al Davis, at the end of his tenure, he was senile, making horrible draft decisions. That is 100%.
People were calling for his retirement for a decade.
It's like Jerry Jones right now. He's made some. They've actually had some decent drafts, but there was about an 8-year period of time when he was just Romo drunk, where he fucked up. Luckily, about 6 years ago, they started drafting offensive linemen again, and they were able to.
Hey, you're saying Jerry Jones runs the drafts for the Cowboys? I find that hard to believe, but
really,
what? Yeah.
Are you being facetious?
No, I think they probably have a GM that makes the calls, dude.
His son is the GM.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's like John Elway. You guys got y'all have a weird dictatorship with Elway. I thought he used to be a good GM. Not so much anymore.
No, he apparently doesn't know how to rate quarterbacks when he's a quarterback. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You know who's really good at rating ex-players? Jerry fucking West. The best.
So we'll see what the Clippers do then?
Dude, I guarantee it. Like I said, they're going to get Kawhi. I don't think there's any doubt. He's not staying up there in Toronto.
He's going to the Lakers, you think?
No, he's going to the Clippers.
Clippers. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
They were talking about that today. They were saying, why would he go to the JV team? There's 4 teams because
he's in my personal opinion, after watching the playoffs, he's the best player in basketball.
Oh yeah, definitely, because he can go 2-way, man. He's a star.
And he realized that he single-handedly. And if you guys watched any of the Clipper games last year, they won a first round. I think they won a first. No, they didn't. They took Golden State to 6 games with nobody. Doc Rivers has already proven he can win a championship. He can coach his ass off. And you put Kawhi in that situation with some shooters and some pieces, and they have more free agency cap than anybody, they will surpass the Lakers. All they got to do.
No way.
Clippers win a championship.
They could win 3 in a row, but surpass the Lakers.
That's a fair weather town, man. That's a fair weather town. You wouldn't win championship.
I disagree. No. Lakers got banners.
That's the Clippers, man.
Lakers have legendary players too. Who do the Clippers got?
Lamar Odom.
Nothing.
Ron Harper.
Blake Griffin.
Fuck Blake. That guy. I hate him to death. His cards are worth more than. He's one of those guys you look at his cards value and you're like, fuck, they're worth that much. And it's like, there's no people are paying that for that shit back. But
Well, I don't know why going to the Clippers doesn't make sense to me, but he might do it.
Well, I mean, his family,
he's trying to be in LA, right? Is that
his family was born and raised there. I mean, his dad owned a car wash and was famously murdered in Compton. So, I mean, he takes care of his whole family, and they're all in Los Angeles. He's taking care of his mom. So him being in Toronto, that's the only reason. Like I said, there's no reason for him to be in Toronto other than possibly repeating. But I don't think he's about that. I think like I said, if he was wanting to repeat, do that, he would have stayed in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Well, that got sour pretty quick.
Yeah, because they thought he was faking an injury. And I mean, I think you watched the same playoff games this year. He played hurt during a couple of those playoff games. I mean, he was limping. You texted me a couple of times. You're like, he doesn't look very good. And look at him. He still battled through and took on the promised land. So I don't think you can question his toughness. And I don't blame him if you've been with a team for that long and go through the battles and the wars and then you're going through an injury and your team doesn't back you, especially your teammates. I don't necessarily blame him. And that's what was being reported. And we'll never know.
Yeah.
Have you seen what his prison cards are doing?
No. Yeah, man. They made a huge jump.
And he has a Panini not a contender. It's not like a absolute or something. That's rookie patch auto. That's insane too. So
I have a rookie patch auto of Kawhi somewhere.
Do you really?
I do.
That's a fucking balling card, dude.
Yeah, that's one of those nice. It's like finding a 9/8 Legion of Superheroes 23 Hughes variant somewhere. So I mean, honestly, it is. That's about the same value.
Yeah, probably.
Especially if it's an upper deck. If it's at upper deck SP, which I have a feeling knowing you, that's probably what it fucking is.
No. Let me go grab it.
Because if it was a rookie patch auto in that year, I don't think it would have been a national treasure. That it had to have been an upper deck SP.
I want to go find out because I'm curious.
Go find it. Go get it, Joe.
Yeah, dude.
We'll talk about Luka and what his card did after last night. We kind of talked a little bit about the show, but if you guys have noticed that Luka and Trey Young's cards for about the last 40 days have been somewhat stagnant in comparison to where they were halfway and three-quarters way through the season. And I honestly thought it had to do with the people waiting to see who was going to win Rookie of the Year, because at the end of the year, the players and a lot of the social media presence were pushing Trey Young as surpassing him. I didn't believe that, but a lot of people did. And then when he won the vote last night, Luka won at 98 out of 100 votes. I think people were ready to cash in a little bit, and a bunch of his cards moved in the last 36 hours. So, and a bunch of Trey Young cards did too. So.
Oh, I honestly think both of them are going to be solid anyway.
I think there's a potential of 5 to 7 players in that class being perennial all-stars, where their rookie cards and Prism and anything semi-decent will hold value and continuously go up. I honestly believe that.
I don't know. History says 3 to 4, so we'll see.
I got a couple cool cards I got this week that you guys probably don't give a flying fuck about, but
I found that it's a Contenders.
John Smith, the greatest collegiate freestyle and Olympic wrestler of all time, on card auto, Oklahoma State head coach.
I think we saw it last week.
I got lucky. I had after the first round last week of the U.S. Open, Gary Woodland was in the lead. He was a pretty obscure player. Well, he had an SP on card auto. I think it's at a $299. I was able to pick that up for $13 and he ended up winning it. A couple of them went for 70 and 80. So.
Sweet.
So what are you gonna do with golf cards,
dude?
Do you have to flip them right after they win, or is that your strategy, or what is your strategy?
I'm not flipping right now, to be 100% honest. This is all PC stuff for me. Like I said, I have some golf cards that I'll actually show you a couple of golf cards that I am spec'ing on.
So you think they're gonna hold value here for
Absolutely.
a few years?
Golf is exploding right now in popularity, and it's a lot like Gary Vaynerchuk was talking about. It's a lot has to do with the shoe culture. And we talked about it on the other podcast. And it's moved into sports cards. People want to have a piece of these basketball players, these pop culture icons they see on their Instagram feed, things like that. if you're a golfer, that's what your Instagram feed's full of, golfers and things like that. And I think when the way that collectabilities and cards are coming back around, it's just a matter of time before people start coming back and looking for some of these not, like I said, not obscure sports, but maybe not the big four. Like I said, I've been buying, as we've talked about, I bought a whole bunch of UFC cards because, I mean, those are legend, iconic autographs of some of these fighters. And with the popularity of the UFC and the way it's continuing to rise in popularity, people are eventually going to come back and find these, in my opinion. And they're done by Tops. I mean, a lot of these are some of the, you know, like the Crocodile Hunters and shit like that. Those are some obscure companies, but like the Lord of the Rings, I mean, not the Lord of the Rings, the Game of Thrones and the UFC stuff, those are all done by Tops. The other stuff usually done by Upper Deck, so it's a really good quality card with quality autographs, etc. So,
yeah. I like that Panini shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, though. If you get like a box of high-end Panini shit, it's unreal. Like the packaging, the cards, and everything else, but I mean, you guys are like it's the prism of one out of every 4 packs. There was something wrong with the fucking card because of the packaging.
I found that card, Trey.
Let's see it.
It is Contenders,
Well,
numbered to 149.
You gotta show it to the camera, buddy.
Yeah, let's see it.
This one?
Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's a cool one. That's a great RPA.
Yeah.
I gotta look that up. I'm gonna look it up live on air and see how much your card worth.
Is that from his rookie year?
Yeah, this is 2012.
12, yeah, 2012.
Yeah.
How are Vlad Jr.'s cards doing right now, guys?
I have no idea.
I think it's just kind of flatlining right now.
Okay.
But
I think that Wander Franco has surpassed him.
Yes, he has. I haven't seen anyone that hasn't. I mean, that's in AA blow up the way that he has on cards and everything else in forever.
Well, it's everybody's chasing the prospect. So once they get to the big leagues, they really got to produce, you know.
They do, and what's crazy is I think that those Francos and some of those other guys, they're already priced too high for me. They've already, you know what I mean?
That's the prospect. That's the prospect game, though, right? Everything is super high at the beginning, man, and then it just, if they get better, it just keeps going higher and higher and higher.
Right.
So, I mean, you're paying a lot for risk right now, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just don't know. Like I said, it just. I got to see a little bit more of him before I can invest that kind of money.
Yeah, you're looking at like $500 just for a regular auto.
Yep. No, I mean you're looking at a house payment to get into that game.
Yes. I don't own any. I don't own any of the nicer, newer stuff. I haven't invested in it yet. I can't get full board on cards yet, man. I don't know why.
Oh, blame you.
I'm slowly coming back into them.
You're having fun doing comics still. Who gives you shit? You keep doing what's fun to you.
Yeah, exactly, man.
That's the thing about it. There's still comics that you're wanting to pick up and stuff like that, and comic market's still doing unbelievably. And like I said, this is that lull, but I mean, this is that time when SDC gets crazy. I mean, when I was gonna ask you guys this about the comic book stuff, though. I've noticed that the indie spec is dying as far as people shelling out crazy money for indie spec books that are going to like Netflix and stuff like that. They get a little bit of heat, but I think people are finally wised up that those aren't the books to chase. Have you guys noticed that as well, or?
I don't know. There seems to be a lot of indie stuff, but older books that I've seen that's been jumping, like Star Wars. There's been some Star Wars books that's coming out, like Star Wars Tales 23.
Yeah, didn't we talk about though? I mean,
some of the older stuff, but newer indie stuff, I don't know. I haven't looked much at newer books.
Well, that series Die, that's still going pretty strong right now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's from Image, so.
This next Star Wars movie is the biggest one they've ever done, and I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, I think the Avengers have toppled them as like the science fiction fandom ruler of the United States and maybe the world.
I know you keep saying that, but man, you look at those lines of that fucking Galaxy's Edge.
I thought that the wait was over and people were able to get in.
Oh, there's still a huge wait, dude. Everybody can go in. Doesn't mean you're gonna get on anything or do anything. Hours, dude.
Joe, I can't find your card on here. What brand? What kind of panini was it?
Contenders.
Contenders 2012.
It's like $300-$400. It's $500 at most, maybe.
Fuck yeah, that's a good card, dude.
Yeah.
Shit, you need to get. I mean, hell, if it's graded, some of them are $2,000.
Well, if they're graded, yeah. This one's pretty clean.
That's I don't see the value.
On card, though. That's kind of a bummer. It's a sticker.
But
you know.
I mean, I'm starting to turn into one of those snobs. Everything has to be on card, kind of like 9/8. And do 9/8. Speaking of 9/8, I do have a comic book spec I want to talk with you guys about that. It got hot for one reason, and I think it's going to get hot for another reason down the road, and that's Justice League Volume 4, number 8. It got hot because of a certain Joker Jim Lee cover. You guys know which one I'm talking about?
Yes.
I will in a minute.
That sketch Joker face?
Yeah, the sketch Joker face.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But that also houses the biggest DC villain that's been introduced in a while outside of the Batman Who Laughs, and it's Perpetua. That is the mother of all creation. She's the mother of the Anti-Monitor, the World Forger, etc. And that's who the main villain that the Justice League is battling. She's the one that's basically allowing a lot of this stuff happening in the multiverse. But that is rarely talked about. The only time that book's talked about is because of that cover. But there is a deep, good first appearance. And it's a character created by Scott Snyder. And you guys know everything that he creates, from Court of Owls to Batman Who Laughs, has some legs in the DC universe. So that's something to think about. As that book continues to slide down in value from where it was, that is a decent first appearance to invest in, because she is the mother of the DC universe, of that the whole multiverse, based on what they're saying. So something to think about. There's 3 different covers, I believe. There's a 1/100. There's a regular variant, and then there's a regular, newsstand type cover. But if you see them cheap, I would think heavily about picking a few of those up. So, like I said, I'm not in the comic book world as deep as I was, but I do pay attention, and I still read. And she's major character in that DC universe right now.
I did pick up a book this week. Null character.
I like Null.
Yeah, you know the premise of this guy, right? You know who he is?
I don't.
I know he's a god killer. I mean, I read that.
Well, he was apparently, from what I understand, he was a deity, and before the universe was formed, he was floating around in the nothingness just by himself, and then the Celestials came along and started to create the universe.
Hey, they call that Ohio.
Well, yeah, my wife's there right now.
You let her go to Ohio without
her family? Her family's back there. We grew up back there.
That's true. Sorry, Kieran.
I'll make her shower when she gets home.
Make her spray down a car washer, like lights her down a line.
But anyways, the Celestials came along and started messing up his world by creating the universe. So he got pissed off and he created the Necro Sword, right? So, but what was cool is he actually used the severed head of one of the Celestials to temper his blade, which was pretty cool. But now they say there's the first appearance. There's a cameo in God of Thunder 6, I believe. But the Venom 3, I think, is the full first appearance.
Yeah, we talked about that last week after I fucked up and posted. I had the first appearance of the sword, or the cameo of the sword. And I was
the Necro Sword. Yeah,
I was all proud as shit. I thought it was the first appearance. And Joe was like, "No, dipshit, it's not."
But I picked up the Molina. There's a 1 of 25. I think it's 1 of 25. Is it 1 of 25, Keith? The variant for Venom 3. I
had the PGX one or whatever. PX one preview.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, it's like black and white. Oh.
Yeah.
That is the clickiest keyboard I've ever heard.
Oh, it's not a keyboard, it's a pen.
Show me. Oh, it is a pen. I thought it was a keyboard. I was like, what kind of big lots ass keyboard you got?
I thought he was typing too, dude. I was like,
I didn't even know. I didn't know I was doing it. I got this. I got these noise canceling things, and I couldn't even hear it. So
Joe's new to the podcast. This is his second
yeah,
go
man.
around. So.
It's a feeling out.
that's some good ass.
You're doing awesome. You sound really good. You're comfortable. That's like I
Do
said.
I?
That's the main, yes, absolutely.
Good.
That's the main part of this. Like I said, being comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like just being naked, dude. You got to be comfortable.
Okay, next podcast I'm doing it naked.
That would be an interesting one.
Well, good thing it's waist up.
It'd be big in the general assistant world in Oklahoma City, huh? Your wife would be home really quickly from Ohio. She started broadcasting naked from your living room.
Yeah.
Killer.
Dude, I have to do a better job of organizing cards. I got shit just like my comic. I got shit there, strung from hell to breakfast. Not even organized.
I did win that.
Joe, you're drumming on the desk too. We're gonna tie your hands up with this side.
I gotta put my toys away. There you go.
What is fucking Ohio State paying us a commission over here? What are we going? We got how much Ohio State propaganda you got?
I got a lamp. There's a lamp.
You got a shirt?
A shirt.
Oh, well, yeah. Hey, man.
You get a lap.
I could go put the hat on next if you want.
Oh, what else have I noticed? I noticed that comic books are still not slowing down.
No, not at all.
People are paying really stupid money for books, but
It's a lot of
it's their money.
It's a lot of hot for the minute stuff, though. Stuff shoots up super fast, and all the smart people sell.
Yeah, there's nothing that just, I don't know. Like I said, that there doesn't seem to be a lot of good spec right now. It's a lot of reaching and people paying outrageous money for really big reaches just so they can kind of be part of the game. We talked about it before. There's people that just have to be part of the chase. They have to be part of that group that has the book that everyone's talking about. And once you kind of pass through that stage, which I believe I'm through, I can't speak for Keith, but I don't think he's far behind me in that work.
For now.
You're just.
It's a good time to be a flipper.
It's kind of like going to high school. It was cool, but I don't really want to go back. I don't mind talking about it, but I got no reason to go back. And that's kind of where I'm at with comics. I'm gonna keep all my memories. I'm gonna keep everything I got. But
I don't know. I'm not done with comics.
I'm throwing out big dick fucking spec out here. I'm talking. People ain't talking about Perpetuia. What are you talking about? You think Jimmy's talking about that? Hell no. He's talking about Gene Simmons' dick and tongue and fucking gore and pissing on people and stuff. Come on. And we're the only other comic book podcast that talks coherently about halfway through. So hell, they said, let's keep it up, boys.
All right.
So, man, did you see that card that Chuck pulled in the Melee group?
Yes, that's a monster.
Fucking
Was that to
insane.
6? Was it? What was that number 2?
67.
67. Yeah, that says black parallels, right?
Yep. So
Those
Chuck.
black cards do so well in the secondary markets. It's kind of like black. It's kind of like black comic books. So really high grade, black bordered comic books. They look good, especially if all the corners are black and sharp, and they go for a premium. And the same thing comic and sports card world.
Yeah. It was that Peter Alonso. Now that guy, he broke Bellinger's home run mark for most home runs for the All-Star break for a rookie.
Yeah, and Bellinger's raking the ball right now too. That's another card that, believe it or not, for the numbers he's put up, his cards are still less than Franco's, which just hurts my head.
Him and Yelich. Yelich is killing it.
Yes.
Those
Something
two
about
guys.
Yelich.
So you're saying the first Bowman is still cheaper than Wander's first Bowman?
Yes, on the raw cards, the last I looked, and that was like a week ago, because I was about to invest in some Bellinger cards, but then I can't invest in a fucking Dodger. I just won't allow myself.
Hey man, we have the AAA team here in Oklahoma City.
I know I'm wearing their hat currently. That tells you how big of a hypocrite I am. So,
I fucking hate the Dodgers.
Yeah, it's the fucking Dodgers. I mean, like really good blue, Bellingers are 9.5, 10 autographs go for $1,000. I mean, his So
Wow.
That's crazy how Alonso, though, man, he's doing so good, but his cards are still lagging Vlad's, which I find very funny.
because Vlad's hype, it's kind of like Zion. Even if
Yeah.
Zion doesn't win the Rookie of the Year next year, no one's going to probably surpass him in card value just because of the hype. And I think that's very similar to the same way with Vlad, is that's what everyone invested in and everyone talked about, and they don't want to, basically talk about anyone else and degrade from the heat Vlad had. I've noticed that happen in sports cards.
Well, Vlad came out as the highest rated hitter in recorded history coming out of his rating was 80. Isn't that right? 80?
80,
Isn't it the highest?
Wow.
No one's ever rated that high before ever coming out.
I think Wander does too now.
Not that high. No way. Not hitting.
I don't know. I think he's pretty close to.
They do hitting, fielding, speed, arm. I can't remember all the. But there was never been a higher rated hitter than Vlad coming to the majors. So who knows?
And the other thing is Pete Alonso's a lot older, right?
Alonso?
He's like 24 already.
Is he?
I think so.
Well, Wander was at 19. That kid's young.
That's what a lot of people pay for too, right? Is they're paying for the years.
Well, that's something to be said for that.
Yeah,
not many people come to the majors and go, straight to the big leagues. That doesn't happen very often.
No, especially 18, 17-year-old.
John Olerud's the last one I can remember that did it.
No, there was a Reds pitcher. He went straight to the majors. Crap.
There was an elite pitcher. There's a couple of elite pitchers that have done it. You're right. I'm talking about. Let's say
this was a starting pitcher. Starting pitcher, straight to the majors. Played for Cincinnati. They traded him. He played for us like 2 years ago. I can't remember. I'll find it.
Even the Red, you don't know. I mean,
the Reds, they're irrelevant. They probably couldn't make any other team.
I saw that one of your Reds guy broke the record for getting hit the most in a game.
Yeah, Dietrich. No, he got hit 6 times in a 4-game set.
And he didn't charge him out after the 3rd time.
No, he does. He's paced the majors.
He
fucking leans in or what?
He does. He has his elbow armor on. He has his elbow armor, and he just kind of leans in when it gets close, and he takes it. Yeah.
I'm just honest about it.
Yeah. So, but the last time he got hit, I think they threw it on purpose. It didn't hit his armor. It took him in the shoulder, and he got pretty pissed. He stared him down for a while, but
it all started when fucking Barry Bonds started wearing that armor.
Well, Barry Bonds looked like a transformer out there with all that on.
Yeah,
he had so much stuff on him, but the thing was playing catcher.
He wasn't going for speed at that point.
No,
he was just trying to keep his head. They're trying to fucking make helmets that could fit his giant ass head. While at HGH, he was.
That dude did not look. Yeah, that guy got big real quick.
I remember, at that point in time, it was him and Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, that pro wrestler. Every time they're on TV, you're just watching to see whose forehead is going to explode.
You guys ever really get into that wrestling stuff?
Yeah, when I was in high school, my junior and senior year, it was pretty popular amongst. That was like NWO, Steve Austin stuff. It was it was pretty popular amongst my group of friends in high school.
The last time I watched wrestling, I was watching the Iron Sheik and Sergeant Slaughter go at it.
Did that in the early 80s?
Yeah, that was it, man.
Yeah, dude, I think I'm from that era.
Freaking old.
Seriously, I used to watch WWF.
Yeah?
Yeah, back in the day.
Good stuff, man.
Tell you what, I still want, like I said, for whatever reason, about once a week, YouTube will throw me a fucking pro wrestling recommendation of top 10 greatest ring entrances of all time, and I'm a sucker for it. I'll watch it every time just to get to about number 3 to watch Hogan come in and start playing the music. I don't give a shit who you are. You got goosebumps. I don't care what age you are. You hear the Hogan music come on, you get goosebumps.
Hogan.
Dun, 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 dun. I mean, I don't care who you are. You're getting up out of your chair, ready to sling dick. Have you bought any cards this week, Mr. Keith?
No, I didn't buy anything. Well, I got this Wander. That was the show that last week.
I
don't think you did.
Oh, I don't think you did show that. Yeah. No, I don't remember that.
The Blue Shimmer. Yeah.
You might have showed that, but it looks really good in that one touch. Dude, those one touches are so great. I wish they had something similar like that in comics, to be honest with you. Those
I think they do. They do.
They have like a one touch type deal, the little magnet deal.
Well, they don't have magnets. They snap shut. I've seen people sell these things. I don't know how much I trust them, but yeah, they make those.
I like these one touches. Like I said, it makes things easy. It just feels solid.
Yeah, I won a card this week. I won that George R.R. Martin, that 1 per 6 case retailer.
We talked about that in our text message chat about those first print Song of Fire and Ices and all those Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
those things are not going to ever lose value unless they find bodies in his backyard, which they might. He's a weird fuck. But that is and we talked about it. That is there's thousands of people that have signed George R. R. Martin books. How many people have a signed card on card auto? Instead, you got something very unique and like I said, the odds of getting it were incredible.
That guy's like the Tolkien of our time.
100%.
That guy is amazing. He's kind of like you said, he's kind of weird. Looks like Captain Ahab out there with that beard and. He's really eccentric too. You guys read about this dude? He types on one of those old word star processing things. He doesn't use internet computers because he's paranoid or something.
Yeah, he's different. He's different cat. But hey, his brain cooked up some interesting things.
Wonder if he's ever going to finish that last book.
Does he really need to?
What's his motivation at this point?
Exactly. He's got all the money already.
No, he said I guess, what was that, 2 or 3 weeks ago, they said he was almost done with it, so.
Well, I mean, he started writing that when? In the 90s, right? That series?
Yeah.
Probably 80s, 90s, late 80s, early 90s maybe. So when he says he's almost done, he's probably just a year and a half away.
I looked at those. I mean, those books are expensive, those first print, but they're not out of reach yet.
I look for them all the time. When I go to thrift stores with my wife and whatnot, I always go to the book section, check it out. And
you ever found anything good in any of those?
Yeah, I have. But good and valuable are two different things. I find some first prints, I read a lot. So I don't read a lot of comic books. I'm not always reading a book. And some of the old, I found a bunch of nice books, first prints and stuff like that I thought, was worth the money. So I picked them up. But nothing valuable. No, I don't think so.
Not yet.
Not yet. I look, but
you never know, man. One day it'll happen.
It'll happen.
Keith's shirt's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. Wrigley Field, Pearl Jam.
Oh yeah, Eddie loves that place.
Fuck yeah, he does. It's amazing.
He was a couple of the videos after we won the World Series in 16 and him fucking drunk singing and shit at the bars. He was there in the bars. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that dude is a huge Cubs fan.
It seems like a lot of the Cubs, huh?
You live in Chicago, Keith? No, you live in Colorado, don't you?
No, but my wife grew up in Chicago, so we go over there a lot.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I remember he's a Bears fan, so he's a Bears fan.
Bears, yep.
Rockies fan.
I do follow the Rockies.
Knicks.
Loser Knicks.
And I'm trying to think of who you're. I feel like.
I don't follow hockey.
Yeah, you never really talked about the Avalanche.
Nope. I used to watch them though, man, when they were good, when they didn't have the salary cap shit.
Patrick Waugh,
amazing, dude.
I remember that team. That was a hell of a team.
Fuck that. Rob Blake and Ray Bork. Oh my god, dude. What kind of fucking lineup is that?
Do you remember back in, we're all similar in the same age, but how popular like those Avalanche and Anaheim Ducks jerseys and merchandise were when all that shit came out? I remember that Anaheim Duck merchandise was some of the most hard to find stuff. You couldn't find anything because it wasn't too long after the movie. And they did the whole deal, which was smart. But what are you making that face for? You know you had a fucking jersey. Don't lie.
I had a starter Avalanche jersey. I still got it somewhere.
That's okay. Don't wear it though, because you don't want to be that guy that wears jerseys. Because you actually weren't that guy who played on that team. It's kind of weird.
That doesn't mean shit, dude.
Wait, is it a jersey? Does it have another dude's name on the back of it?
I have a few, yeah. Well, that one doesn't.
Okay, that's completely acceptable. Completely acceptable. It'd be weird. Like, could you imagine, like, if I just showed up tomorrow in like a white lab jacket with like a name tag that said Dr. Joe on it, and just like wore like Dr. Joe's work outfit around? Would that not be fucking weird to anybody else? Because that's exactly how I see other people wearing new jerseys.
Well, no, but Dr. Joe isn't really super famous and rich and on TV.
You guys just wait, because there is
infamous.
The place that old good Dr. Joe works at is putting billboards up around Oklahoma City of some of their star employees.
That's not going to happen,
guys. I promise you, we'll be live. There'll be live Instagram streaming from it. I'll be selling lemonade.
I cannot wait to see that.
Dude. There's probably 10 or so around the metro here in Oklahoma City, and they all have a doctor's face about 10 foot tall on these things.
Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna happen. Like, I almost wish that like I looked at their Twitter page and I was almost gonna be like, you guys have like a write-in where we can request is gonna be on the next billboard. I promise you, I can probably get about 200 people to get behind that real quick.
Not happening. And if it happens, you'll never know. You'll never know.
I already told you, I got people looking out. I literally have people that said, anytime you see a new Dental Depot, like, I 50 cents for every photo you send me of a new billboard. I pay people out. So the likelihood of you getting caught in my spider web of spies there in Oklahoma City is just too high, buddy.
Okay, well, we'll see. I might have to go vandalize it if I see mine go up. I'll have to.
And you do know we have Spider-Man next week.
Spider-Man. Oh, is that next week?
Damn, already?
Isn't it next week?
I have no idea.
I got Spider-Man tickets so.
All I know is I was listening to that Kevin Smith podcast, and he was talking about how he got that Spider-Man Doritos bag as like a promo from whoever it was.
That is badass, by the way.
Yeah, so that incognito Dorito, the bag turns into a really nice Spider-Man costume. It's crazy. That one was going for like 4,000 last night, a couple days ago.
Yeah, that was one of those cool things that just blew up. Like I said, I didn't even hear about it. You sent us a leak, and it was just like, holy crap! How do you get these?
Yeah, they were sent to you, I think.
There was only like 150 made, right?
Yeah, it's numbered.
I wasn't sent one. I'm a little salty about it. Yeah, all right, we got July 2nd, 6:30. We got the real 3D. I sprung for the good shit.
What day is that?
I don't know.
It's a Tuesday, right?
Tuesday? Why is it open on Tuesday?
Because the 4th of July would be on a Thursday. So, yeah, it is on a Tuesday. Yeah. You're off on Tuesday.
I am.
You got nothing to complain about? Apparently, it's really good. Everything I've read on the reviews on
it looks good. The previews look good.
They said they tied a lot of things in that needed to be tied in with after happening in game. So
well, the kid's a good actor. You know, he's way better than fucking the other Garfield and Tobey Maguire and shit.
Absolutely, he's Spider-Man. Absolutely, in my opinion. I mean that's who I think of now. You guys got any other spec talk?
Oh. No, I just watched the Cubs get a triple play against them.
Yeah.
You don't see that every day.
I heard.
No, I don't have a lot of spec.
Actually,
no.
I have one more thing to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
What's up?
So NBA Summer League is coming up pretty soon, next week. Of course, the big game is Zion versus RJ, you know, first game, Summer League.
That's July 5th, right?
July 5th, yeah, come around. I think 2 weeks from now, 2 weeks from Friday. So anyway, the talk about, because we're in Nuggets country, right? The talk is Michael Porter Jr. coming out to play Summer League.
Yes.
So, I mean, what is that going to do? I seen, you know, some of his cards are selling okay right now, but the buy-in is a little expensive, I think. It was, I don't know, it looks like Silver Prisms. His cards are still pretty high, you know? considering he didn't play at all.
Yeah, no, that's what he's kind of like. Everyone's they know has potential. He hasn't done anything yet, but the Luka and Trey Youngs and some of those other rookies are out of price. He's the one that people are kind of latching on to. I talked about him. What was it last week?
Last week, a little bit we talked about it.
We talked about it last week, and I was, of course, I'm too lazy to do anything about it. But
what injury did he suffer?
He's had a back
injury twice, right?
Yeah,
that's sketchy though, because back injuries, man, they stay around for a while. I don't know if I would trust putting money into a guy with back problems.
Yeah,
and the Nuggets, the team is built. They really share the ball, so I don't know if he's going to come on and average 20 points a game. You know?
Yeah,
they got a lot of guys to feed on that team.
Yes, they do. I'm excited about Summer League though. I always am. The budget and everything else, the quality of the games are pretty shit, but I always like watching the speed and seeing how those guys look. See if they're just completely lost or.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it doesn't always translate into the NBA, right? But sometimes it does. You can see some skills that carry over.
Absolutely.
And it's in Vegas, dude. I would love to go.
Well, let's go. Nothing's stopping you, buddy. Free.
So Giannis is the MVP this year?
He won it last night. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Giannis.
So what's his cars doing?
Oh, well.
I know a lot of them sold last night. I looked. A lot of he has a for whatever reason, his Prism card is what people fucking buy and move the most of.
Yeah, man. Well, it's pretty common, right?
It is. The Prism is we don't really want to admit it, but Prism is basically Bowman.
It is, yeah, it is. But there's not a lot of his silver Prisms, so that card takes precedence, right?
Absolutely. My son is a giant Giannis fan. I like him. I think he's absolutely everything that's right about the league right now.
He's the face of the NBA, right?
I don't see how he's not. He does everything right. Plays hard. He didn't kiss LeBron's ass. Honestly, like he's
raw too. He's raw.
He's an 80-90 player to me because, like I said, he's not all into the buddy. Let's get on Twitter and talk about how great each other is. He's still competitive. That's what he said. He didn't want to be in Space Jam. He didn't want to be in some of that stuff because he wants to beat those guys. I respect him for it.
Another player.
I don't get the crying though. I don't get the crying though. I thought about this last night. It's like if your boss tells you did a good job, do you cry about it? Like if you win a trophy and as an adult,
hey, he's an emotional guy, man.
Okay, but I got a bonus last year. I didn't fucking cry about it. I did good on my job.
Did they name you the MVP of your company?
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what it said.
You should be crying then.
I just don't. I get it, but it's just like that's your job. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get the crying over awards.
You probably got.
What about this
bonus, dude?
What about this Pascal Siakam guy?
Out of New Mexico State, he's a stud, most improved player.
Yeah, is his stuff moving at all?
A little bit, absolutely.
What year is his rookie card?
I don't know.
3 years ago. And believe it or not, the Fred VanVleet cards are going crazy. The Toronto people are buying a lot of fucking memorabilia right now.
VanVleet, ooh. I don't know.
He had some big shots, man.
He did, but he's a backup point guard. Like I said, I get it. Like I said, the Thunder won a championship. I'd have rookies have a bunch of the turds, even if they were on the bench. But he's a backup. So unless he moves out in free agency and becomes a starter, and I still don't think he's that good to become a starter.
No, he's not. He's like a Danny Green, right? Kind of like same player.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's that tall.
Look how many rings Danny Green's got,
Yes, Popovich. I'm thinking about that. He was just sitting there shaking his head like, motherfucker. He was.
I don't think Popovich cared.
Oh, I guarantee it. They got what dropped, and they've been the same as the Thunder. They can't get out of the first round.
I mean,
Just
he didn't-
Siakam's cheap, man. Siakam stuff is cheap. If you have faith in the guy, now's the time because
Well, here's you're thinking on the right lines because if Kawhi leaves, he's their number one scoring option. I think he's their number one over Lowry next year. So he's going to get a lot more shots up, and his numbers should improve a lot if Kawhi does leave. So there's definitely some growth potential there in that card.
he reminds me of Scottie Pippen, how he's real long and lanky, can slash really good.
Does everything well. You know,
defense. He's great at the defensive side of the ball.
Is he a good 3-point shooter?
I think he shoots 35 to 38%, which I mean, league minimum with a little above average, I believe. I mean, that's all you can really ask.
Yeah,
that's good for a wing like that.
Let me see what he's shot 3-point percentage.
I mean, you can pick up a National Treasures RPA to 25 for $400.
That ain't fucking bad at all.
That's cheap, man, for RPA.
37% is his 3-point percentage. So
that's not bad.
That's better than LeBron's lifetime career average. I think like LeBron's at like 34, 35.
Is that like that? Golly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's very few. I think there's 2 or 3 people in the history of the NBA that have career 40% field goal percentage from back there. Like 2 or 3.
Who, Curry?
Curry's one, I think. And there's a couple that are hovering right around like 39 point something. That's rare. That's rare to hit 40%.
I hate the Warriors, but I love watching Steph Curry shoot a basketball.
The dude's a badass.
He just, the way that the ball comes out of his hand.
Well, it's such a quick release.
Everything he does is so unique. And as far as, you know, you've been taught about shooting motion and the follow through and the 12, you know, everything else. And you can tell he was small and he had to do such creative things to be able to get that ball up and over people. And just the way it floats, fucking impressive. He's fun to watch. I would pay to watch Steph Curry.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing. He couldn't do it by himself this year, though.
Anybody got anything else?
I don't think so.
I got one last thing. Congratulations to my boy Rafael Lovato Jr. from Putnam City Original.
Yes.
Gregor Musasi.
Representing Oklahoma City.
Yeah, right. He's Oklahoma. He has an unbelievable story. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast about 9 months ago. Really awesome guy. But yeah, he beat Musasi and then really beat him. And a hell of
Gegard is legit.
Oh my God!
That guy
look at his list of hit lists. I mean, he's as good as it gets. I mean, when you beat him, you can 100% say you're the world championship. So
yeah, he was with the UFC for a while before he went back to Bellator.
He's been everywhere. He was in Strike Force. I mean, the whole 9 yards. He gets around quite a bit.
He's a very cerebral fighter too. When you look at him, he kind of reminds me of Fedor. He doesn't have a lot of expression on his face. He just goes in and does his job. He's impressive.
Absolutely.
Total opposite of McGregor.
I mean, his last fight. I mean, he beat. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, he beat Weidman, and the UFC then left, and then went to Bellator to beat Rory McDonald and Rafael Carvalho. I mean, he's just a steamrolling people.
Well, if you watch the fight, I mean, you have to give a lot of credit to Gegard. I mean, he sat there. I mean, Lovato's legit black belt.
He's a world champion.
Multiple times. Yep. And Gegard held his own on the mat. I mean, it went to a decision, but
some of those takedowns that
well, it was the reversal because some of them, you know, Gegard would put him down and then he would do a one-leg sweep, get on his back, and big mistake. You don't go to the ground with someone like that. It's like going to the ground with a Gracie.
It's literally it's putting yourself with an anaconda around your neck. I mean, that's exactly what you're doing.
Oh yeah,
you can't get out of it, right? Or just slim to none. I mean, once they get you in those positions, get a hold of a fucking toe, they're gonna make you pay.
Well, that's kind of amazing when you watch Lovato too, because he's not afraid to strike from anywhere because he doesn't care if he gets put on his back. You know.
He uses that striking to get in to be able to grab him to be able to take him down.
Yep. And he'll throw things you won't see coming because most people won't do it in the UFC for fear of getting, you know, double legged or something. So he's a pretty amazing guy.
Also, guys, this next week will be our 3rd podcast, and we're going to probably up our value a little bit next week. We're probably going to have an outline. Like I said,
that'd be nice to have an outline that know what we're talking about.
Well, no, this is like I said, this is kind of getting a feeling out process, you know, working out a few of the kinks. Like I said, I thought I lost the first episode, so we got a logo and an intro and a few other things coming along. So like I said, every episode gonna get a little bit better, I promise. So I appreciate it. And guys, I had fun. You guys be safe the rest of the week.
Yep. You too, Trey.
Cool, man. I'll see you guys later.
See you, Keith.